So we just want to put a little bow on who's actually staying there. So, Gino, just tell us a little bit about, again, what kind of jobs they have and talk about how long you think they're going to stay in our property, like averages and stuff like that.
Yeah, so a lot of times the people are like contracted workers. We'll have a lot of construction people that come in from out of state that are here, for a certain amount of time doing construction. We have people that are on definitely fixed income. So we have a lot of retirees. We have
Some disabled vets,
some disabled vets as well.
some
We
retail workers.
retail workers. Surprisingly, we have a lot of Uber drivers as well. But all these people are really on a set income, and they love Padsplit because the thing Padsplit does compared to a traditional rental in an apartment is everything is included. Your utilities are included, your internet's included, your your room is fully decked out, so you've got a bed, a desk, everything that you need is already there for you. And for so many people, like what we're talking about, that's an essential for them. A lot of them are coming from situations where, they're coming. Brian always talks about how they come in with their two suitcases, their bags, and they're ready to move in.
Yeah.
So that's really the type of people. What
Yeah, they're
else do you
very
have?
budget sensitive. They appreciate value. So, in our rooms, they're typically paying anywhere from $200 to $220 per week. Obviously, they're more than 28 days, so you multiply that by 52, and then that way you can get your monthly rate. So their budget is fixed. Okay, so they pay again 200 to 220 a week. The host, which is the owner, the landlord, they pay all the other stuff, the cleaning. PetSplit requires the cleaners to come once a month to clean the common areas, and we do it twice a month. But PetSplit only requires once. We usually do in ours. We do desert landscaping, so there'll be some blowing off, there'll be some filters and stuff like that. So we all pay that, and they pay a fixed rate. And I tell you what, I believe like the people that are staying here, it's such a tremendous service that we're providing. They're really looking for a clean, safe, secure place that they can just rest their head and call home for the whatever period of time they're with us.
Yeah, and the other thing we didn't talk about is, just as you said, that made me think about it. A lot of these people are moving from out of state and they don't have anybody here at all. So the wonderful thing that Padsplit has provided for us as hosts, as investors, is to see that sense of community amongst the members. So especially with a lot of these people that are retirees and maybe elderly, that loneliness is seriously a problem. And if they want, they can have that connection with the other members. Some people do, some people don't. Some people, hey, I'm going to my room, I get my food and come out. But the most wonderful times we've had have been like, I was Mother's Day one year and we stopped by one of our properties and everybody was in the kitchen and they were all making pancakes together.
Yeah.
Or they're out back grilling together. I mean, being able to see that sense of community for these people that maybe don't have anybody at all is huge. And that's really a lot of the heart behind it, is what you're able to give to these people by giving them, a set price in their room, a safe place, a clean place, some place that they're proud of. And also, the thing we didn't talk about is this is a great way for these individuals to start, number one, building their credit,
Yeah.
and number two, start saving money. So eventually, if that's their goal, they can be on their own. And that $1,500 a month, one bedroom apartment isn't as unattainable as it is now
Yeah.
because they were
Yeah.
able to save up that money.
So that 200 to 220 a week that they're paying, um, really right now, the like I said, we've been talking about with the affordable housing crisis. So a studio apartment here in Phoenix is about 12 or $1,300 a month plus utilities. So this, for someone who's budget sensitive or does they don't have much funds but they want a clean, safe house, like PadSplit is really one of their only options that's affordable.
Yeah.
Besides living with mom and dad, and that
But if they're here from out of state,
they really don't want to do that. Yeah.
I mean, they might not even have a place to go at
Yeah.
all. So, and if we've had some people, oh, I've been staying in an Airbnb. Well, imagine what that cost is for them to be
Yeah.
staying at an Airbnb compared to the set weekly rate that Padsplit offers them.
Yes. So we talked about weekly rates. So talk about what we kind of see in our place with our homes with the occupancy rate and kind of what Padsplit is seeing overall.
Yeah, so currently we sit at 100% fully occupied. I would probably say we're about that way, what,
Majority of the time, yeah.
96, 97% out of the year?
We always talk about it like you'll have your core people
Yes,
that stay, and we have had people for
almost 2 years.
almost 2 years now, and then you'll have a few come and go, and then you'll have your core that kind of stays.
Yeah, and those core are good people to have because they're also dependable people.
They're
I
your
know
helpers
they're your
too.
helpers. I
Yeah.
mean, we go to one house and we have one guy, and Brian and him just talk baseball all the time, and he's so excited when he sees Brian come up. But having those dependable people from the longevity that they stay in that house, they trust you and you can trust them. So that really makes a difference. But in terms of vacancy throughout Padsplit in Arizona, it really kind of depends too on the ebb and flow of how many houses are being onboarded at a time. And we found recently, yes, it is a little bit more seasonable than we had originally expected, because at first we're like, oh no, winters aren't going to be that much. These aren't like snowbird type of people.
Yeah.
But yeah, the summers were a little bit slower, but still we were sitting anywhere from 90 to 95% occupancy
Yeah.
for 1 or 2 rooms in the summertime.
Yeah, you'll have like when we go to launch your property, it really that how many homes are on the Padsplit, platform. It does matter, but they're gonna fill it up. They're gonna make sure your room's filled, and they keep spending the money until they do. So we had a client that we launched in March. He had a 9 bedroom 4 bath. It filled up in 8 days.
Yeah.
So
He was super happy about
that was in March. We just launched one in October, and in 3 weeks he had 6 of the 8 rooms filled. So you can see it does fluctuate, but you've got to understand with Padsplit, like they're putting their funds behind it, and they're there to fill your rooms.
And the other thing too that sets us apart from other Padsplit is the quality of our houses. And so if you choose to go with us to help you find a house and get you fully launched, okay, the dog's here. Our quality of houses, we believe, is a standard above the rest. We're really making sure that
We're definitely going to get into that.
Okay.
We're definitely going to get into
All
that.
right, we'll leave it.
Okay, so we talked about the seasonality of it, minimum stays. Talk a little bit about when somebody signs up, how long they have to stay. Maybe talk about the lease process and stuff like that.
Sure. So Padsplit now requires members to stay a minimum of 12 weeks. If they don't hit that 12 weeks, they're charged additional fees. But our average people here in Arizona, a new house, you're probably going to be looking at about an 8 to 10 month period time on some of those more stabilized and homes that have been around. Padsplit definitely sees that the longevity will be much longer. Like we said earlier, we have some residents that have been there for about 2 years already.
Yeah.
So yeah, but you'll have those people that come and go too. You'll have like a certain room and you can't figure out what it is. And I'll go in there and I'll be like, okay, I got to move the furniture around, or I'll open the windows and like try and make it different to see, okay, what's going on with this room. But sometimes it just, depends on the person that's coming in. Maybe they don't fit in with the community of the house, or they don't understand the concept of Padsplit. And that's a big thing that we'll have to get into a little bit, is really explaining to potential members what Padsplit is and those expectations. Because a lot of people, they jump on, they're like, oh, I've got a room, I'm going to bring the girlfriend, or I'm going to bring my dog. That's not an ESA animal and stuff. So you just got to lay it out.
Yeah, Padsplit does a good job with that, but then there also be process when you get that text message that says you have a booking request.
Yay.
Is for our properties, Gina jumps on the phone and she kind of just does a quick little 5-10 minute interview. She wants to hear who they are, and then she also wants to talk about the house rules, because if you think about it, somebody may be sitting wherever, they hear about Padsplit, they go on the app, and they're quickly trying to fill it out without reading the rules. So that phone call is really huge to let them know kind of what Padsplit requires and what we require. And to be honest, the average age that we talk about, our 45 to 50-year-old person that's in there, they just want a clean, safe place. They don't want any drama. They want to work. They want to build their credit. They want to build savings.
No
they want
drama.
to live their life. And so that's what you're providing in your home. And it's just magical.
It's
So,
phenomenal.
all right, I think that's all for this section. We're going to get into the good stuff here coming up. Do you have
All right,
anything
what
else?
section is that? Section 3.
Section 3.